In 1920, psychologists conducted an experiment that would later become one of the most controversial studies in history. The subject of this experiment was a healthy 9-month-old baby named Albert, later known as Little Albert. Before the experiment began, Albert was introduced to different animals and objects. Surprisingly, he showed no signs of fear. Next, Albert was presented with a white laboratory rat. Instead of fear, he showed curiosity and eagerly reached out to touch it. Then, the psychologists introduced a loud, unexpected noise. Albert was startled and began to cry.
Oh no, it's all right, I'm here, it's okay.
The psychologists repeated the process several times. Each time Albert reached for the rat, the loud noise followed immediately after. Eventually, Albert no longer needed to hear the loud noise. The sight of the white rat alone was enough to make him cry. Even more surprising, Albert's fear began to spread. Soon, he reacted fearfully to other white, furry objects as well. The experiment had demonstrated a powerful psychological principle. Fear, like many behaviors, could be learned through association. But while the experiment changed psychology forever, it also raised serious ethical concerns about how research should be conducted. Today, the Little Albert study is remembered not only for its discoveries, but also for the important lessons it taught researchers about ethics. The Little Albert experiment reminds us that experiences can shape our fears, sometimes without us even realizing it. Unlike modern research standards, Albert was never given therapy to reverse the fear that had been created during the experiment. Today, psychologists use this experiment as a reminder that scientific progress should never come at the expense of human well-being. Although the experiment took place more than a century ago, its influence can still be seen in how psychologists understand fear and learning today. The Albert experiment revealed just how powerful associations can be. Sometimes, a single experience can change the way we respond to the world around us. But here's the most important lesson. Learned fears can also be unlearned through new, positive experiences. Today, this idea forms the foundation of many therapies designed to help people overcome anxiety and fear. The story of Little Albert remains one of psychology's most powerful reminders. Understanding the human mind requires both curiosity and compassion. Perhaps the most unsettling part of this story is realizing that our own fears may have been shaped by experiences we barely remember. But this story isn't really about fear. It's about understanding how experiences shape who we become. The good news is that the brain can continue learning throughout life. New experiences have the power to reshape old patterns. Little Albert's story reminds us that understanding the mind isn't just about discovering how we learn fear. It's also about learning how we heal. More than 100 years later, the Little Albert experiment continues to spark conversations about learning, ethics, and the incredible complexity of the human mind.